Hi, hello all. Welcome to Techie Stupidzz. Today we'll be seeing what is variables and data types, types of data types. So let's get started. Okay. As part of our subscriber program, we have selected one subscriber, that is Reshma. She wanted to promote one of her Instagram page which has a beautiful collection of dresses and which facilitates with the cash on delivery option. So please do visit that page and look out for the collections, and if you like it, please do buy from that and style yourself.
She have even posted some of the feedback from the customers. So please do visit our page and look out for the reviews. And if you like it, do buy.
If this is your first time you're watching our video, please do subscribe us and follow us on Instagram. Let's get into the video. First, variables. Like, what is variables? Why it is used for? Variables acts like a container when you have to store some data value in it. Or else you can even say it is a piece of memory where it stores data and you can identify that with the variable name. So to get into the definition, variable are containers for storing the data values. So what is data type and what are the types of data type? Data type mentions what type of data you want to store, and it is divided into primitive and non-primitive data types. Primitive data types includes boolean, char, byte, short, int, long, float and double. Non-primitive includes string, arrays, class, interface and many more. So here the data type says what is the keyword that should be used. So boolean, byte, char, short, those are the data types, and default size of those data types are listed over here, and default value and the range. Range refers to what type of data, like what range of data you can store. For example, boolean can store only true or false, and byte can store just minus 128 to 127. And if you see char, it is 0 to 65,535. So char means ABCD, like why we are even seeing the numbers. If that is your thought, the reason is in front end when we are trying to write the code, it will be ABCD characters, but when it is getting stored, it will be in its ASCII values, and that will be in numbers. So in the table where I've just mentioned you what is a range of values or a particular data type can store it. Specifically taking primitive data type. If you have to store character, you will be choosing char keyword. If you're trying to store any integer values, that is, it can be minus 10 or plus 10. It will be byte, short, int or long. If you have to store decimal numbers, like floating point numbers, like 43.12, 10.23, you'll be choosing float or double. If you have to store true or false type of value in a variable, you will be going for boolean value. So the syntax of declaring a variable or initializing the variable. It will start with, like, first part will be data type and then variable name and then the value. Is it mandatory that we have to initialize the value to a variable? No, it's not mandatory to initialize the value. You can just give data type and the value. You can just give data type and the variable name. So in this example, so if you have to understand, if you consider this as a RAM, a memory, int is a data type, num is a variable name, and 43 is the value. So we are declaring num as int. So 4 byte of memory blocks will be assigned to variable num, and it will be storing value 43. So this is the reserved memory for the variable num. If you have to access this 43 value, you can access only with num. So let's write an example and understand primitive data types. So we'll right click on our package, new and a class. I'll be giving the name as variable name. And Java always starts with main method. And Java execution of the class always starts with the main method. And now first we'll see example for data type int. So int is a data type, number is a variable name, and value, okay, initially I'm not assigning it any value, and I'll try to print it. If I give number plus number equal to value, I'll choose as 54, and I'm printing number. If your doubt is without initializing to a variable, if I try to print, will the program still run? No, the program will not run because it will throw you the compile time error. You can declare a variable without initialization, but before printing, at some point you should have initialized it. And now we'll be seeing data type char. So char is used for storing character. So I'll be using character, and I'll write status equal to capital Y. Is it case sensitive? Yes, it is case sensitive. And I save it and run. And now you can see status as Y. And now we'll see for data type long. Long phone equal to 28459204, and I'll try to print the phone. Next data type we'll see float. Float marks equal to 43.54. I'll be writing marks. So what is the reason it is giving us error? The reason is whatever the floating point number is assigned, the compiler thinks as it is a double. So for us to explicitly say that it is a float data type, we have to mention F. So if you remove F and over on the error, you can see that type mismatch cannot convert from double to float. So we'll be writing F to satisfy, or we'll be writing F to say the compiler that this is the floating point number. And for data type double, we'll see for data type boolean. Boolean stores two values and it is true or false.
And now for double height, value is 5.6 and we'll be printing height value.
And printing the value. And now we'll save the program and run it. Okay, we have got all the outputs. Num54 is for integer, status Y is for char, phone 28459204 is for long example, marks 43.54 is for float, height 5.6 is subscribed true. So like when we are declaring float, we precede that with the F. That doesn't mean that the F will get printed on our console. It will not get printed. It's just for a compiler to know that it is a floating point number. So that's it for this video. If you like this video, don't forget to click on like button and do subscribe us for more videos.